Hey, what's up, ATM fam? Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to do very brief updates on 5 cases that I covered before. So, the first one is Sherilyn Marler, who was a 12-year-old who was kidnapped back in 1984. She went with her dad downtown. He was going to run errands at the bank. She went across the street to get a soda from a gas station store, and when he came out of the bank just a few minutes later, she was nowhere to be found, and she's been missing since then. I want to point out that I have videos on all 5 of these cases, full-length videos, so watch those if you're interested. It has been rumored, and I covered this in my video, a woman and her friends, who are friends of Sherry's family, have been privately searching for Sherry for like 10 years now. And there was a rumor that she got taken by this gentleman who ran a hog farm not too far from where Sherry was growing up, and that she got trafficked by them and then killed and dismembered and eaten by the hogs. And these friends of Sherry's family have gone digging in the 10.2 acre parcel in the woods that at the time they feel was a location of the hog farm where Sherry was alleged by them to have been murdered. So they were digging stuff up. They found remains of a pair of pants, supposedly human skull, which I also feature pictures of their picture in my video, that they suspect might be Sherry's. But these things have been kind of debunked now, and I'm going to read to you from a Reddit poster called Father Brennan 76. He said that when he read the post, the Facebook post about the skull and the pants and the trafficking, that immediately, I'm quoting him now, immediately some red flags jumped out on the above post. First, the Facebook user calling the human trafficking ring a, quote, pedophile incest ring, end quote. Why throw incest in there, especially when they pointed out that Sherry was taken to this ring by someone else other than her stepfather? Not to sound pedantic, but it sounds like the Facebook user was trying to make this ring sound especially ominous and bad. Then they go on to say that they have sources, quote unquote, but don't name any of them or give any details at all, aside from the fact that these sources were kids when Sherry was taken. Moreover, the Facebook user's description of the cadaver dogs that they used are making them out to sound like their findings will be irrefutable, even though cadaver dogs are wrong more than half the time. So here is his debunking of this. On Facebook, there is the pants, which look more like a hog feed sack, completely tattered and covered in mud beyond recognition. The quote-unquote blood stains on them are bright red and surely would be more dark brown and blended in with the mud by now. And then he goes on to say, well, I agree the head in the pig photo looks convincing. It's very hard to tell what it is and could be a result of pareidolia. If you don't know what pareidolia is, it is the attempt by the brain to make a picture that makes sense out of something that may be actually nonsensical, to make a picture out of something that isn't really there. That's pareidolia. You hear a lot about that if you follow paranormal channels, because people will take pictures in haunted houses, for example, And then when they're developed, they'll say, oh, look, there's a face peering around the corner or whatever. When there actually may not have been a face there, they could be just looking at shadows and light, and their brain automatically tries to make sense of what they're seeing, so it turns into a face for them. And they're not trying to defraud anyone. It's just something all of our brains do, and that's their interpretation of what they see. So he says that the picture of the skull in the pig photo could be a result of pareidolia. Plus, why would someone risk getting the photo developed? And a lot of posts asking for information, which start out by explaining that there is, quote, a lot of gossip and rumors about the case, unquote. The Facebook user has said they've interviewed many people around the town Sherry disappeared in, and I don't see how they would be able to discern fact from the hordes of gossip they describe. In May 2017, the person who runs the Facebook page made a post introducing themselves as someone who'd written 3 crime fiction novels and explained they'd tried to challenge themselves by writing a nonfiction book about Sherry's case. While I believe their motivations for finding Sherry are genuine, someone who's an experienced fiction author, may be more likely to look for a narrative rather than look at things more unbiasedly. All in all, I want to believe the team looking for Sherry are on the right track, but just by looking at the Facebook page, there seems to be a lot of cherry picking, and their theories seem narrative driven. Okay, well, that's my update on Sherilyn Marler, the attempted debunking of what the skull and the feed sack and various other theories. And the debunking, could be just as accurate as the theories out there. I'm not taking sides. I'm just presenting the newest item on the Sherry Marler disappearance. And this was written 6 years ago, so 2019-ish. Again, she disappeared in the 80s, so she's been gone a long time, and these are some interesting things to think about. Next, we're going to go on to the disappearance of Wesley Dale Morgan. He disappeared when he was 2 years old, about 23 years ago, on May 15th, 2001, so really 24 years ago. He was playing on the porch of his parents' home in Clinton, Louisiana. And when his mother came back outside minutes after going in to do something to get ready for lunch, he was gone. And nobody's seen him since. And there's a public defender named Rhonda Covington. She's a defender for the East Feliciana Parish, and she's the mom's attorney. And she believes that a possible kidnapper could have been someone who had harmed the mom in the past. And most of the people in the community seem to think that his mom, Ruby Harvard, had something to do with his disappearance. But she nor anyone else has been charged in the case. And the latest development is from April 3rd of this year, 2025. And as of April 3rd, a $10,000 reward has been added to the case, and that's the latest update, is the reward money. So maybe that will bring some interesting and new developments to bring this little boy home and find out what happened to him. The next case we're going to look at is a case from my missing Indigenous persons files. It's a case of Besalynn James. She was last seen with her boyfriend, Terry Bowman, on the reservation, Lummi Nation reservation on which she lived on January 21st. The Lummi Nation is in Washington, the state of Washington. She was at her home with her boyfriend, Terry Bowman, and he told the police she left her home around 2 a.m. to go for a walk, and she never came back. So on just a short time ago, this article was written by Eric Wilkinson, reported by King 5, which is a news station in Washington, on July 16th, 2025, so a couple months ago, 3-4 months ago. And it was said that on that day, on July 16th, 2025, and here's the update on the case, Terry Bowman, I have pictures of him on my full-length video about this case on my channel, has been named a person of interest. Up until now, there have been no suspects or persons of interest named in her disappearance, but now Mr. Bowman has been named a person of interest. He's not anywhere near there. I believe they think he may be in Idaho, if I'm not mistaken. Now, she lived on the Lummi Res. He did not. He is not Native American, although she, of course, is. As a matter of fact, she was a tribal elder. She was 62 when she went missing at the end on January 21st, 2025. So go watch my full-length video. Take a look at pictures of Mr. Bowman. The FBI say that they do know where he is and that he's believed to be in Idaho. So maybe if you're in Idaho and you see his picture and you see him somewhere, you can call the FBI because they're looking for him. He's now a person of interest in the disappearance of his girlfriend, Besalynn Mary James. Okay, next we have missing Fond du Lac, Minnesota. Man, he disappeared on March 8th of 2024 from his home on the Fond du Lac Reservation, again in Minnesota. His name is Peter Martin. Go look at my video. I've got lots of pictures of him in my case file in his video. But currently, as reported on October 22nd, 2025 by Jason Van Horn, on from Fox 21 Online, they are asking hunters to be alert. They're urging anyone who's spending a lot of time in the woods this hunting season, to be extra observant and report anything unusual that could help bring answers to Martin's disturbance. A reward of up to $15,000 is being offered for credible information in this case. If you find any clues, contact law enforcement. The numbers for the people you can contact are in the description box of my full-length video for Mr. Martin. And last but not least, for this update segment, we're going to take a look at, and this is another person who is indigenous and missing. She's 13-year-old Swade Birdinground. She's of the Crow tribe, and she's been missing since October 6th of 2024. She's 13 years old. There's a $10,000 reward for any information about her She's been missing. I'm trying to think. Where I can't quite recall where she's missing from, except that she's missing from Gary Owen, Montana, October 26, 2024. She's again 13 years old. Pictures of her on my video of her. She is on the autism spectrum, and she has other medical issues for which she needs medication that she hasn't had for more than a year. She was born September 20th, 2011, so she's 14. She turned 14 towards the end of September of this year. She went missing just a couple weeks after her 13th birthday. She went to bed at about 11 o'clock at night, and when they went to get her up in the morning to go to school, she was gone. So that's the biggest update in this. Up on this case too is they're announcing also a $10,000 reward added to the case file, added to this case. So hopefully a little added incentive for someone who knows any details at all about Suede Birdinground's disappearance. She's 5'4" to 5'5", brown curly hair, brown eyes, 130 to 140 pounds in weight. The reward is being offered from funds from a combination of the FBI and the Crow tribe. Okay, that's it for the updates for these 5 very important cases. As always, if you know something, say something. Look in the description box below. I'm going to try to remember to put in the contact information for each of these cases. And until next time, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it on your social media so that others can help us look and bring these folks home. And as always, if you're going to leave any kind of comment, positive or negative, please be respectful. That's all I ask. And I will be putting out another missing persons video in the next few days. Thanks again for watching. Bye.